pleasure to welcome you all to this auspicious gathering. And we are honored and privileged to have the Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen, MP, Honorable Foreign Minister, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, to become the Chief Guest of this auspicious event. Thank you very much, sir, for joining with us. We have guest of honor, our always good friend, the Ambassador of United States in Bangladesh, His Excellency Earl Robert Miller. Thank you, Ambassador Miller, for joining us today. We have all our EC members here. We have our member organizations here, and the main attraction of today's event, the winners and the entire journalist fraternity is here. We are having presence from electronic, print, digital media, and as well as the news agencies. You know it very well. We have announced this Frontline Journalism Award back in July 22nd, 2020. And we have got a huge amount of overwhelming nomination. And we have taken the reports for the period of 1st March till 31st of August. We know, and that when we have announced this award, we thought that maybe later part of the year, the situation will be better. It has become better, but it is still continuing. But the report period was 1st March till 31st of August. And we have got huge amount of nomination, and it was really tough for the selection committee to finalize the awardees. This is also true. Each of the reports were so good, and finding out the winners out of it was a nightmare. But today, while we will be announcing few awardees of the winners, but we equally believe that most of the reports were equally good and were award worthy also. So with these few words, I would like to request our Honorable President of American Chamber in Bangladesh, Syed Eshad Ahmed, to give the welcome note. Eshad Bhai.
Thank you, Kamal Bhai. Thank you very much. Respected Chief Guest, Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen, MP, the Honorable Foreign Minister of Bangladesh. Guest of honor, His Excellency Earl Robert Miller, the U.S. Ambassador in Bangladesh. The fellow AmCham members, business leaders, distinguished guests, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to you all. First of all, on behalf of the American Chamber of Commerce in Bangladesh, I welcome you all to this prestigious AmCham Frontline Journalist Award presentation ceremony. I also express my profound thanks and gratitude to our Chief Guest, Honorable Foreign Minister, who himself is a Corona survivor, and our good friend, the guest of honor, the US Ambassador, for kindly accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion during this difficult time. I would like to express my heartfelt condolence to the brave families that have lost near and dear ones during the COVID-19 pandemic. The list is pretty big and no one is probably out of the reach. We haven't experienced such massive loss of human life and global crisis in recent times. Ladies and gentlemen, back on 22nd July 2020, while we announced this award, we had no clue how this unprecedented situation would unfold later, and our frontline fighters include all these brave mainstream media journalists would help us find the ground reality through their reports, while the rest of us would mostly rely upon the social media during lockdown. The pandemic has caused an adverse impact on life and livelihood across the globe. It is hard to believe that we are still in the grasp of the coronavirus. However, with all the uncertainties similar to healthcare providers and law enforcing agencies, our frontline journalists around the world have been facing many challenges to covering the pandemic related news, including health risks to reporters in the field, spreading awareness and cautionary measures during confusion and combating the misinformation while not fueling panic. I think it's a great job they did. As a Chamber of Commerce, our core objective is to provide economic cooperation between the friendly nations Bangladesh and the United States. At the same time, AmCham strives to provide a platform by which we can amplify any works that has an impact on the society. It lies at the heart of AmCham members in Bangladesh and elsewhere. Over the last 30 years, beside business, we cared for the community with generous support of our honorable members within Bangladesh and even in neighboring countries. During this pandemic, we took a similar initiative to support farmers and their families at Shirazganj, which you all are aware. I would like to convey our earnest gratitude to our friends from media who risk their lives every day to keep us informed about the ongoing outbreak of pandemic. On behalf of American Chamber, we would like to extend our cooperation in every possible ways. The nation will always respectfully remember your valiant sacrifice towards the welfare of the community and the country and humanity. Our sincere appreciation and thanks to all the participants. Your reports truly relevant the aspects we and the policymaker in the government had to prioritize our strategies, policy decisions during this tough time. You all certainly deserve a credit and acknowledgement for keeping our morale high and comforting the people during the fear and confusion. As a result, it was a harder for the selection committee members who have done excellent job after carefully reviewing all the nominations. It was truly a tough call to pick the winners. We are also indebted to Mr. Ziauddin Adil and entire Masset team for their partnership and cooperation in these prodigious initiatives of AmCham. We are also grateful to the US Embassy in Dhaka for its support in combating of COVID-19. We greatly value this assistance. I always have the confidence in the human race to prevail in all difficult situations, and this time it is no different. There are a lot of renowned companies working on vaccine that will help us in the fight against this virus and return to some semblance of normalcy. I believe society can move forward by encouraging and supporting such good deeds. AmCham's initiative will hopefully encourage our dedicated journalists, the frontline fighters, to perform their duty. By doing so, in uniting all our efforts, we will inshallah overcome the corona crisis and this pandemic situation very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I thank you very much for joining us today. I congratulate all the nominees and definitely to all the award winners. Stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Arshad Bhai. Thanks for your welcome remark. And as Arshad Bhai has mentioned, this AmCham Frontline Journalism Award, we had a partner. We had Masted PR, one of the leading PR agency in Bangladesh, was our partner to this initiative. Thanks to Masted team. And we are also glad to inform you all that we have two ex-presidents joined with us today. One is actually our immediate past president, Nur Islam Bhai, and you all know about Aftab Bhai, or another very like long-serving president for AmCham. He is also here into this session. Thanks, Nur Islam Bhai and Aftab Bhai, for joining with us. Thank you very much. So now I would like to request our guest of honor, His Excellency Earl Robert Miller, to give his remarks. We all know American Embassy is supporting AmCham in different initiatives, and starting from the announcement of this award, when we have got Honorable DCM Joanne Wagner at that point in time during the launch event, and today we have got our ambassador with us. Ambassador Miller, always your support and your team support to AmCham has always given us immense pleasure, and at the same time we are feeling really privileged when we get this support from your embassy. So with these few words, I would like to request Ambassador Miller to give his speech. Over to you, sir.
Well, certainly. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you so much for inviting me to this occasion. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes.
It's wonderful to see the Honorable Foreign Minister for the first time this new year. You're looking very healthy and well. Good to see you, my friend. And all the distinguished members of the American Chamber of Commerce, great to see you. I don't think I've seen many of you since President Biden was inaugurated. We are entering an exciting new period in U.S.-Bangladesh relations. We have a brighter, better, healthier new year ahead of us. So I'm really excited to engage with you all. It's an honor to be with you as you recognize the selfless public service of 25 brilliant and courageous journalists for their reporting from the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic. My congratulations and gratitude to each of you, and my appreciation to the American Chamber of Commerce for organizing this ceremony to salute you. Our hearts and thoughts, of course, are with everyone most directly affected by the pandemic. We remember and honor those we have lost. We wish well those who are ill and send our best wishes to their families and loved ones. And that's everywhere, because one thing this pandemic has certainly taught us all is how truly interdependent we are on this vulnerable planet we're so privileged to share and must protect together. We honor the journalists we have lost in Bangladesh. I'm told at least 43 Bangladeshi journalists have died from COVID-19. We will never forget their sacrifice, the sacrifice of our esteemed and beloved colleagues and friends. May they rest in peace and rise in glory. Yet, despite the dangers, you continue to risk your health to protect the health of your fellow citizens. You continue your essential mission of providing what every true democracy must have, especially in times of crisis, and that's objective information, facts, and the truth. And that takes great courage and great principle. And beyond the pandemic, we honor all journalists everywhere who have sacrificed their freedom and, too many, their lives in pursuit of truth and justice. According to Reporters Without Borders, in the past decade, a journalist has been murdered somewhere in the world every 4 days for sharing the truth. Yet you continue to speak truth to power and to never be a spectator to unfairness or injustice. You continue to help us learn the truth, sometimes unpleasant and disagreeable, about our countries, our governments, and ourselves. And that makes our societies better. It makes us stronger. A free, unfettered press gives voice to the voiceless, exposes injustice, and holds leaders accountable. I remember I studied journalism when I was at university, and I remember hearing that Napoleon once said that 4 hostile newspapers are more to be feared than 1,000 bayonets. The United States support for the media in Bangladesh includes journalist exchanges and training, advocacy for access to information, and monitoring press freedom in our annually mandated Congressional Human Rights Report. So let me just conclude by saying you do a very difficult job and sometimes dangerous job very well. Your work is indispensable for a vibrant, healthy democracy. The citizens you protect and serve are certainly in your debt, and you certainly have my gratitude and deep admiration. It's an honor for me to be here to be part of this ceremony. Onak onak dhonnobad.
Onek onek dhonnobad, Ambassador Miller. Thank you very much, Ambassador Miller, for your encouragement to the journalist fraternity. And we always value the relation between AmCham and US Embassy here in Bangladesh. So I will be announcing the winners' name now. Just before announcing the winners, at the beginning of this session, I have informed you all that all the submissions were actually great, and it was really difficult for the selection committee to assess the final winners. But the selection committee, they worked relentlessly to find out the winners today, and the winners will get one certificate signed by our Honorable President, a lovely crest from AmCham, and the token of appreciation. I will be announcing the name of the winners according to their media house or their news agency's name and alphabetically. So I'm telling you again, I will be announcing the name of the winners according to their media house or news agency's name and alphabetically. There is no one like 1, 2, 3, 4. So all are equal. So can we start the announcement now? Can you show this
Sure,
slide?
sir. The first one. Here goes.
First one. Mohammad Sharful Alam, senior reporter, ATN Bangla, and his report was SME Khate Pranodana package. Next. Mohammad Shabir Ahmed, staff reporter, ATN News, মৃত্যুর খবর জানতেও লাগলো 1 মাস, বেওয়ারিশ হিসেবে দাফন করোনা রোগী আক্তার। Sadif Ovi, staff reporter, Bangla Tribune, and his report was কষ্টে আছেন নিরাপত্তা রক্ষীরা। Taimur Rashid, senior reporter, Bangla Vision, and his report was করোনায় জীবনের সাথে মানুষের জীবিকাও বিপন্ন। Manik Muntasir, senior reporter, Bangladesh প্রতিদিন, শিল্প খাতে 2 কোটি মানুষ বিপর্যয়। Mazharul Anwar Khan, senior staff reporter, Bangladesh Sangbad সংস্থা, BSS, and his report was COVID-19 government requests mobile phone users to share health info. Shahid Ali Eshad, senior correspondent, Bangla News 24.com. His report was Gorur Hate Hocche Digital Lenden. Next one, please.
Yes, that was the next one was
Qazi Nafia Rahman, correspondent, BD News 24.com, and his report was Mohamarite Chakri Hariye Tara Ekhon Uddokta. Laboni Guho Roy, staff reporter, Boishaki TV, and her report was on Coronar Prokrito Chitro Milchena. Manjurul Islam, deputy chief reporter, Bonik Barta, and the report was on Meadur Tinner Pothe Pokriyadhin 1 lakh Notun Shrom visa. There was this report was a little bit different from others, as because here we have seen the camera person was equally taking the risk to cover this report. So here we have actually given the award to the reporter and the camera person, and the name is Jenia Kabir Suchona, staff reporter, Channel 24, Azim Khan Roni, senior camera person, Channel 24. And the report was on এক যুদ্ধের গল্প, হাসপাতালের জমে মানুষের টানাটানি, সম্মুখ সমরে চিকিৎসকরাই। Lutfur Rahman Bhuiya, staff reporter, Channel I, and the report was on অর্থনীতি বাঁচানোর চেষ্টায় বাংলাদেশ। Feroz Manna, senior reporter, Daily জনকণ্ঠ, অভিবাসন খাতেই বেশি ক্ষতি, করোনায় দেশে দেশে সংকট। Bikash Kumar Vishwas, staff reporter, DBC News, and the report was on করোনায় আক্রান্ত হয়ে মৃত্যুর হিসাবে গরমিল। Bilkis Irani, staff reporter, Dhaka Tribune, and her report was COVID-19 rural families at risk due to decline of remittances. Mohammad Mehdi Hassan, staff reporter, Ekattur TV, and the report was on সক্ষমতা থাকা সত্ত্বেও অক্সিজেন স্বল্পতা। Mehdi Hassan, senior reporter, Ekusha TV, করোনা তৈরি পোশাক খাতে চাপ। Raju Ahmed, city editor, GTV, and the report was on Corona Garbhavati Mayader Durbhog. Ahmed Reza, staff reporter and presenter, Jamuna TV, and the report was on Corona Kale Shishuder Gadget Nirbharata Badche, Obhibhabokder Bati Chap na Deyar Paramorsho. Mohammad Mizanur Rahman Chaudhary, senior reporter, Jugantor, Coronar Probhabe Pesha Poribortoner Hirik. Masood Rumi, business editor, Kaler Kontro, and his report was on Make Karche Orthaniti. Shahadat Hussain, staff reporter, Machranga Television, and the report was on Corona Bipake Poribahon Shramikra. Mohammad Kamruzaman, staff reporter, News 24, Corona Kale Kormo Sangstane Dhosh, Onishchit Bhovishoter Shankay Lakh Lakh Torun. Sujoy Mahajan, business editor, Prothom Alo, and the report was on 2000 Kormir Bhar Nilen Tini. Rajbonshi Roy, staff reporter, Shamokal, Ghure Ghure Rastatei Mara Jacche Rogi. Mohammad Mujahidul Islam, reporter, Shomoy TV, Manusher Ashake Puji Kore Oshudho Plasma Ramrama Babsha. Abbasuddin Noyon, senior staff correspondent, The Business Standard. The report was on Save SMEs, Save Employment. Jamaluddin, business and economic editor, The Daily Ittefaq, Shadharoner Durbishoho Jibon, Apratishtanik Khate Durdin. Mohammad Refaatullah Mridha, senior staff reporter, The Daily Star, and the report was exports crashed to a 40 years low. Monira Munni, senior staff reporter, The Financial Express, and Saifuddin Khandokar, staff reporter, Financial Express. And the report was on pandemic wreaks havoc on jobs pay. This one is also a joint submission from both the journalists. So as I have told you all, these are the winners of AmCham Frontline Journalism Award. And as I have told you earlier also, the winners will get a certificate signed by our Honorable President, a lovely crest, and a token of appreciation. We can congratulate all the winners here, and congratulations to all of you for winning this award. And our AmCham office will connect with you for necessary logistic of handing over this certificate, crest, and the token of appreciation. Thank you very much, and thanks for everyone for hearing the long list. So with this, I would like to request our honorable chief guest for today's session, His Excellency Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen, MP, Honorable Foreign Minister, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, to give his kind remarks.
Thank you very much. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. A special guest, His Excellency Ambassador Artamila, Excellencies, Ambassadors, and High Commissioners. My special thanks to Syed Ershad Ahmed, President of AmCham, distinguished journalists and award winners, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to be here today to present the AmCham Frontline Journalism Award to the Brazilian journalists for their crucial contribution as frontline soldiers in this period of pandemic. This is indeed an auspicious occasion, an admirable event highlighting the fundamental role of journalists as a fourth pillar of the government. Ladies and gentlemen, theoretically, journalism is the activity of gathering, assessing, creating, and presenting news and information objectively. Journalism can be distinguished from other activities and products by certain particular characteristics and practices. These elements not only separate journalism from other forms of communication, but they are also what make it essential to the fabric integrity of democratic societies. In the book, The Elements of Journalism, Bill Kobach and Tom Rosenthal identify the essential principles and practices of journalism. Journalism's first obligation is to the truth. If I may quote from Kobach and Rosenthal's Journalism 6, I quote, "A practical and functional form of truth. the truth by which we can operate on a day-to-day basis, unquote. In an age of post-fact truth and sensationalizing news and even analytics, I would say that journalism presents both an opportunity and a challenge. While I convey my deepest respect and condolences to the death of Larry King, an icon in the journalism, whom I used to know. We traveled together a few times when I was working for the Mike Dukakis presidential campaign in 1988, and I had the privilege to sit next to each other. Whenever he would get into the flight, he would take out his little typewriter and would start typewriting. And I used to say, Larry, why don't you do it when we get down on the ground? You'll have plenty, now you can take rest. He said, Abdul, look, when I'm on the ground, I try to gather information. I try to meet as many people as possible. And before I forget those, I would rather jot down them in my typewriter. And that means, you have to collect correct information. And he told me that whenever he collects correct information, he can do better job. Therefore, I believe that journalism needs to be as transparent as possible so that the audiences can make their own assessment and inferences of the reporting. Reporting must not be loaded with subjective analysis. The journalist's loyalty is twofold. First, the discovery of facts, and second, the welfare of the masses irrespective of caste, creed, religion, ethnicity, and nationality. It is the people for whom the news and information are published. And the credibility towards people builds a broad and loyal audience. Journalists should also attempt to fairly represent varied viewpoints and interest in society and to place them in context rather than highlight only the conflicting peripherals of the debate. Convergence of divergent views and viewpoints onto a syncretic milieu could be a worthy target to be fulfilled. In my understanding, the journalists have a duty to carry the responsibility to improve the quality of argument by providing verified information and logical rigor. Journalism is our modern cartography of the political mind, cartography of identity, mutuality, franchise, and autonomy. It creates a map for marginal citizens to navigate the labyrinths of the society, the state, and the nexus of various political economy. And these days, issues like climatic conditions, or migration, or terrorism, or persecution of unarmed people. As with any map, ladies and gentlemen, its value depends on a completeness and proportionality in which the significance is given greater visibility than the trivial. Dear friends, in the year 2020, we saw great catastrophe unfold, human by human, one at a time. Due to a pandemic, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government had taken every measure possible to curb this pandemic. We successfully controlled the pandemic. Thanks to God, the infection rate is now below 4%. In the same time, we keep our economy in top gear, and the work of the development projects have continued unabated. We had to do a big debate. We had to make a balance between life and living, and it was not easy to make the decision. This is a huge success of the government, and I hope that we all will remain pledge-bound to our solemn duty for building the Golden Bengal, as was conceived by the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Distinguished friends, during the pandemic, the journalists played a noteworthy role in raising awareness about the various effects of coronavirus. Previous year, for some time, government gave directives to limit the movement of the people to control the spread of this virus. At that difficult period, the frontline journalist has to improvise their regular work to collect and gather information. We also saw an upsurge of popularity of using alternative media and social media platforms for sharing and collecting information in this period. I'm happy that our journalists disseminated every directive and initiative of the government to the people. They became a part of our program. I hope that in future, they'll continue steadfast in their chosen vocation. Technology and innovation in the field of journalism has generated opportunity for modern journalism, and indeed, an evolutionary shift in the paradigm has already started taking place. Technologies like blockchain are possibly working as carrier texts for reaching the era of AI and the 360-degree journalism. Our valiant and smart journalists need to cope up with the changes and work along. Ladies and gentlemen, we are celebrating the birthcentenary of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and this year we will also celebrate the Golden Jubilee of our independence. These two occasions are our greatest national events so far, and the government has taken many initiatives to commemorate the event. This is especially true at a time when we are living LDC bracket for a middle income status. During the last 12 years, you will agree with me, Bangladesh achieved tremendous success in our efforts to develop its economy and to provide improved living standard to its people. In all social indicators, its achievement is significant. While it increases GDP growth rate nearly around 7% during the decade, it also reduces poverty, a curse to humanity, more than half. In addition, our lifespan has increased to nearly around 74 years, and we could increase our electricity to reach every household in the country, and we could achieve self-sufficiency in food production. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has taken a vow to provide houses to all homeless people of the country. She plans to provide nearly 9 lakh homes to homeless in this Mujib Barsha. Our government has taken many notable decisions and achieved many successes. And I hope that our friends from the media and press will explore those remarkable works of the government and create a narrative so that we all could be proud of. We are no longer a bottomless basket, but a land of opportunity, a vibrant economy. But unfortunately, till today, if you open up Google search, you would be surprised to notice that our new narrative has not reached to the global audience. The common perception is it's a land prone to natural disasters. Bangladesh migrants are drowning in sea or caught red-handed by coastal guards in foreign country. Although there is political stability, yet international media selectively reports political crises and human rights violations, rapes, etc. every day. As per Odhikar, an NGO, a human rights group, in 2019 and 2020, only 18 and 17 people were killed extrajudiciously in Bangladesh, while during the same period in USA, 996 and 1,004 were killed by police alone extrajudiciously. In case of rape, around 9,000 got raped in Bangladesh in 2020. It was 87,785 in USA. But if you do Google search, Bangladesh gets the headlines. Although Bangladesh is now using mechanization, our narrative shows poor farmers carrying plows, directing bulls, practicing primitive agriculture. While there are 4 million women are working in green factories, our narrative generally depicts poor women and children are involved in brick breaking in unhealthy environment. Thousands of young men and women today are working in the IT sector, health and medical professions, yet they do not get headlines in our media or in our narratives. Neither any of the journalists tries to explore those issues. At times in our media finds pleasure in depicting all the negative issues. I don't want to load you with all those issues, you see. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, during the pandemic, Our journalists also played a noteworthy role in raising awareness about the vicious effects of coronavirus. We are celebrating the birth centenary of, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Chamber of Commerce in Bangladesh, the AmCham, is prominent trade body to promote economic cooperation between the United States of America and the People's Republic of Bangladesh. Recently, a new administration has taken over in the US, and I hope that under new administration, our relationship with the USA will reach a new height. AmCham can play a substantial role for boosting export of Bangladesh to USA and attract foreign direct investment and incubation of technology. I must reiterate that the developmental vision of the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and the welfare view of the new administration of Joe Biden in the US closely matches lockstep. Already we got few indications. The new administration rejoined the Paris Agreement, and we are very happy with that. And it may explore. I understand that new administration is likely to explore whether there has been genocide that took place in the Myanmar. I am happy that AmCham has organized this event to recognize and honor the gallant journalists working as the frontliners in the COVID-19 pandemic. I hope this award will encourage journalists to keep high moral value and publish news for the sake of the people and the country. In this world, ladies and gentlemen, in this world of violence and terror that emanate from a mindset of intolerance, a mindset of ignorance and disrespect towards others, we hope to promote a concept of culture of peace, creating a mindset of respect towards others, irrespective of religion, ethnicity, race, and color, for a sustainable world of peace and stability across nations. We don't want to see any movement like Black Lives Matters or uprooting of people like, Rohingya, 1.1 million of them. We don't want uprooting of people due to a spread of venom of hatred and intolerance. We want you to participate in our efforts, and we look forward for a better future. I offer good health and success to everyone. I pray for good health and success to everyone. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for your lovely remarks. And we all know that while AmCham and the business community is branding Bangladesh positively, we have got an opportunity to request our journalist fraternity to brand Bangladesh positively. So at Google search, Bangladesh will be shown as one of the prominent nation where we can actually proud of.
Thank you very much.
Great indicators. I believe we need to brand it positively. Now, the time of vote of thanks, and I have informed you all at the beginning of the session that Masthead PR was our partner for this initiative. And we have the privilege to have His Excellency Ziauddin Adil, founder and CEO of Masthead PR, to give the vote of thanks. Ziauddin Adil, over to you.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining the AmCham Frontline Journalism Award ceremony. Especially, we express our kind gesture to the Chief Guest, Honorable Foreign Minister, Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen, and the Guest of Honor, His Excellency, the Ambassador of U.S. Ambassador Robert Miller. During the unprecedented time of COVID-19 pandemic, our journalists have always been amongst the frontline and played a key role to fight against the deadly virus by risking their lives to keep people updated and aware of coronavirus. We are really glad to recognize some of their outstanding efforts. Many congratulations to the awardees. We believe this award will encourage them to keep their spirit and keep them motivated in the future to keep the people aware from the pandemic and the COVID situations. Thanks again to all the eminent guests and distinguished participants for making this event a great success. Thank you all from the House of Masthead PR. Thank you.
Thanks, Adil. Thanks for the vote of thanks. With this, we came to the end of the session today. I was Syed Mohammad Kamal, Vice President, AmCham, and I am also heading MasterCard in Bangladesh, was your host and moderator for this session. Thanks for our chief guest for joining today, our guest of honor, EC members, ex-presidents, members, and the journalist fraternity. And congratulations to all the winners today. And you are the king for today and onward days. Thank you, everyone. You can.
If you allow me, we would like to see the faces of the winners, if it's possible.
So we will be taking a photo, sir. We will be taking a photo now. So if everyone can keep their camera on so that we can take a photo. Can someone take a photo? And all the winners, can you, like, we can we show the winners at the screen maybe? Is it possible?
Individually,
just show the gallery, or you can have a gallery view so that you can see most of the winners.
you can see most of the winners on the landing page, and you can, if you scroll to page number 2, you can see also few of them. You can also
we have close to 100 participants here in this program, so it's a Zoom call. So otherwise, we were actually planning to have a physical event where we could able to showcase.
I agree.
The pandemic, we could
But
not do that.
we would love to see the faces, the pictures of the winners, if possible, even through your, the journal.
We'll do. We'll
Sure,
do.
sir.
Good point. We will definitely do that.
Mr. Kamal, I have a special request to our honorable chief guest. His speech was masterpiece, and can we just take a permission from honorable chief guest that can we publish this speech into our AmCham review in the next month?
Of course.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. It is a masterpiece.
This week news, tomorrow you can see the newspaper,
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, After Bhai. It's a good proposal, and our honorable chief guest has accepted it. So the speech will go to our next channel for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your kind presence. Did we take the photograph already?
Yes, we have taken few.
Yeah.
We have taken few.
Everybody, can you just please open your camera?
Yes.
It's done. Thank you very much for everyone for your kind presence today and giving us time. We have tried to keep the session short so that you can move on with your upcoming engagement. Thank you, everyone, for your kind presence today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sayed, for your time management. Excellent time management. Thank you very much.
Very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Irshad bhai, thank you.
Thank you, Swal bhai.
Thanks for arranging this honor.
Thank you, Irshad bhai. Thank you.
ইরশাদ ভাই, আমরা এই ভিডিওটা কিভাবে পেতে পারি আজকের প্রোগ্রামে?
রেকর্ডিং পারমিশন দেওয়া ছিল তো, আপনারা যদি রেকর্ড।
হ্যাঁ, আমি রেকর্ড দিয়েছিলাম কিন্তু হচ্ছিল না কিন্তু পরে।
আমরা ইমেল করে দিব ভাই আপনাকে।
আমাদের অফিস থেকে আমরা আপনাদের সাথে শেয়ার করে দিব। আমরা পুরোটা কনভার্ট করে আপনাদের সাথে শেয়ার করে দিব।
উইদিন অ্যান আওয়ার, একটু কনভার্ট হতে সময় লাগবে, এরপর আমরা দিয়ে দিব।
ওকে।
আচ্ছা, ইরশাদ ভাই, থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe. Thank you, Irshad bhai. Thank you, Irshad bhai, for inviting me.
Hello, Irshad bhai.
Thank you very much.
জি,
হ্যালো, শুনছি বলুন।
আমি সূচনা বলছি।
হ্যাঁ, সূচনা, কি খবর? ভালো? চ্যানেল 24।
Thank you. জি, চ্যানেল 24. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
আমি গ্রুপ ছবিটা আমি তোলা হয়ে গেছে কিনা আর ভিডিওটা পাবো কিনা নিউজ করার জন্য?
পাবেন।
হ্যাঁ, আমাদের
আমরা প্রেস রিলিজ এবং আপনার ভিডিও লিংক আপনাদের সাথে শেয়ার করব।
Thank you, Irshad bhai. আমি নয়ন বিজনেস
লগ অফ করুক সবাই।
রিয়াজ, তোমার ফোন নম্বরটা সবাইকে দিয়ে দিলে পারে, সবাই তোমার সাথে কন্ট্যাক্ট করতে পারে।